Hi, welcome from Australia. My name is Chrissy, and in this video I'm going to be giving you a channeled prediction reading for the day of the 12th of January. Now, I just thought I'd do a few little global updates because there's so much going on at the moment and there's a lot of unease. People are very unsettled. There's protest, there's confusion, there's just repetitive things that are kind of going on currently around the globe, and I thought it'd be just good to just kind of touch base. I just got that urge this morning to get on and do a little bit of a prediction reading, so I'm just going to close my eyes and I'll just channel my guides to you, and we'll just see what messages come through for the 12th of January, moving forward into that new year. Now, I've talked about this before. Harboring resentments is very painful, and it's very trying on and exhausting on our own health. Like, the message is clear now. We've got to try and break free of these traumas and these old feelings and memories, and I've talked about that a lot in my videos. Look, the things that are going on around the globe have really sparked fear in people. They've sparked hurt, they've sparked pain. It's like they've really ignited this bomb. So they're showing me like a bomb, and it's got the, you know how you start the flame on the end and it's kind of moving closer, and the bomb's ready to kind of blow. And that's the visual that they're giving me. The impact of these things that are kind of currently going on around the globe are really causing a bomb to kind of go off. So in order to kind of navigate the things that we're experiencing, you've got to find ways to move away from. Now, they're showing me, like, if there's a bomb there, you're not going to stand there and wait till the bomb goes off. You're not going to watch the little sparkly flame going along the cord or the string or whatever is going towards the bomb. You're going to run for the hills. So it's almost like, it's not showing me that you're running away, but it's showing me that you've got to remove yourself. So that's virtually what the message is coming into this sort of energy for 2022. You've got to find ways to remove yourself from these hazards. And they're sort of showing me like the hazard lights on the car, like when a car's broken down, you sort of veer around it and you drive around it and you keep going. You don't stay sitting behind something, for example, if the lights are flashing. So it's like removing yourself from these explosive situations or the hazards. Now, people are really finding this journey currently is very surreal. It feels unreal. It almost feels climactic, like it's sort of building to kind of, God, what's going to come? I think a lot of people are feeling like, what's going to be the outcome? Where are we headed? How do we get through this? It feels like this is a relentless journey of just like waves coming at us and kind of knocking us over. It's like we really cannot get our footing. And this is a message to anyone watching out there. This is about getting your footing and staying strong. And it's saying that it's easy to lose your identity in times of crises, times of fear, times of worry, times of overwhelm. We lose our identity. So it's almost like people are feeling very, very lost in I've said it before, in their direction. And what way do you go? Like, a lot of people, I think, are in that two minds of, do I move away? Do I move to the bush? Do I move down near the coast and try and get more therapeutic sort of feelings within me? I feel like these are a lot of things that might be going through a lot of people's minds out there. Because people are wanting change and they're looking to create this change in other avenues of their life. Now, you might be in that predicament where you're thinking, I'm so unhappy and miserable living in this life. I think I should go and change to another life. And sometimes that can work. I'm not saying it doesn't, but you've also got to be aware that when you move, you take yourself with you, and the circumstances doesn't necessarily mean that things are different somewhere else. This is pretty much a universal experience that we're all going through. So you've kind of got to really focus on this is about your inner turmoil now, and how you can sort of calm that I've talked about it before, but that bubbling energy that's inside of you, it's almost like I've said, that's that the cooking pot. So you the sort of releasing that pressure valve and letting a little bit of that steam and that come out, like they call them crock pots here in Australia, but it's about releasing some of that pressure and tension that's kind of building in a lot of people. It's not just you. If you're watching this video, you're not alone. There's a lot of people that have got a lot of pressure building inside them. And it's almost saying, like, it's like we almost need the bomb squad to come in and like diffuse the situation. You know how the bomb squad comes in, and if there's a bomb been found, they kind of tinker around with it and they can diffuse that bomb so it doesn't go off. So I think this is what people are actually looking for. They're looking for ways to diffuse this bomb, like instead of arguing with friends and family and all this sort of hostile, volatile, even if you're having these sort of protest marches around the globe. I know a lot of people are really in sort of Germany and Austria and places like that. Even Canada, they're politically really being challenged. You've got to find ways to kind of diffuse these situations, because rising up and meeting people on that sort of vibration of animosity, hatred, these are really negative energies that you don't want to get caught up in. So you've really got to kind of look at ways of diffusing the way that you're feeling in that volatility, because if everybody rises up into that energy, as much as we can sort of break it down as well, this is also, they're showing me about diffusing, like diffusing that bomb and the things that are very explosive that kind of could be coming if we allow things to get to that point. Now they're showing me the way to diffuse that energy is to get to those, and it sounds very simple, tranquil places. So they're kind of showing me waterfalls. They're showing me like the jungle and the rainforest, walking through, listening to the sounds of the birds, like the bush turkeys. They're showing me that sort of energy. So you're looking for that energy where there's kind of movement, but there's also calm. So the breezes are going through the low-lying tree ferns in the rainforest, and they're showing me the waterfall, that energy. You know, even if it was something like Niagara Falls or something, even that volatile, that's great energy because it's making movement. So this is what they're saying, how you go about stopping this volatile energy that's kind of inside of you. You look for those places where you can go and sort of find that space that's going to change that energy. So that's how you actually go about diffusing these kind of volatile situations. You look at going to places that can sort of calm and give you that inner strength. So that's why they're showing me kind of the waterfall. It could be just a trickling little waterfall. It doesn't matter. It might be just a little rock pool where you can sit on a rock and just hear the frogs sounds and the crickets in the background. Or like I said, they're showing me the rainforest. I'm getting a lot of that where there's that cool, calm energy. It's currently summer here in Australia, so you're kind of looking for those cool, calm places. If you're overseas, you're probably in winter, and there's probably different things that you can do, like just sit outside. If it is even snowing where you are, that creates a beautiful, still vibration, and it's very silent. For anyone who's been experienced snow falling, it's very silent, and it's very calming, and it's very soft and pretty, and it has this real magical feel to it. So these are the kind of things they're showing me that can help to diffuse this sort of volatile energy. I still get a lot about people wanting to be heard. People are not being heard. People are hiding. People want to voice their opinions, but they're scared. And this is kind of the overlap. They're kind of showing me, like, if you put everything together, it's like fear, scared, but then there's also I want to be heard, I want to be strong. So there's like this overlap, and it's sort of all, it's showing like jagged, almost like razor blade wiring. It's all intertwined, and it's just stuck in a big sort of mesh of wire that people can't kind of push through. It's almost like if you think of a wall, for example, and they have the what do they call it, the razor wire on top. It's almost like that. So it's like people are really jammed up with all these feelings, emotions, feeling overwhelmed, and it's a very it's a very, what's the word, it's a horrible energy. Basically, I'll just put it down. It's a horrible energy that's like ripping people up inside. And that's a terrible vision, but that's how it actually feels. It feels sort of like razor wire. So it's almost like we've got to find the ways to kind of cut through this razor wire and break free of this kind of well, it's almost like being locked up, I guess, if you think of a jail cell. I mean, a jail or something like that, or when you're trying to keep things out, you have that razor wire all coiled around the top. That's how a lot of people are feeling. They're feeling like trapped in the life that they're stuck in. And people will want to start living their lives. They're wanting to find ways to kind of cut this wire and break free of the silly life that we've all had to sort of been challenged by in the last couple of years. So that's something to really work on. Like I said, work on the rainforests, work on the waterfalls. These are the really healing high energy vibrations that can make the changes. Listening to the frogs, the waters, the dripping of water in these babbling books and things like this. Look, they're things that people have to really start back to the earth, because that is how you diffuse all this volatile energy. And they're saying that lying beneath the surface, there's a lot of answers. So people have to start to look beneath. It's almost showing me like somebody's looking under a blanket. So they're lifting something up to have a look. There's like a lump underneath, and they're looking at underneath to see what's sort of hiding. So there's a lot of mystery. There's a lot of hiding going into 2022. People are looking for answers. I think that's what this is kind of around. People are looking for answers. They're wanting to know outcomes. And they also want to know how to navigate their lives back to the way that they were. But they're not going to go back to the way that they were. And I think anyone now who's sort of waking up really is starting to see that life will never be like it was before. It's going to be quite different. But we can slowly navigate these things. It doesn't mean it's all going to be negative. Sometimes positive things can come out of these things and life can be better. But we've got to still find those ways, like I said, to diffuse that anger and hatred, because we don't want that rising up into sort of our own pain bodies as well, because then we're not feeling in a good headspace. So you've got to actually make sure that you stay really clear in your thinking. I feel like people's brains are really fried. People are still trying to conduct their normal lives. So they're still trying to go to work. They're still trying to think clearly. They're still trying to have families. They're still trying to do all these kind of basic things. But over here, there's like, well, now we've got mandates, and now we've got to have this, and now we've got to have that, and we've got to wear a mask, and we've got to... And it's like these things don't kind of go together. So there's a lot of this kind of separation. Like, people are still wanting to have this, but now they're having to live this and this. So I think this is why everyone's brains are kind of overloaded. So again, getting back to the ways of clearing your mind, I've got lots of videos on YouTube as well. If you want to go check some of those out, I've got meditations, and I've also got ways to actually start to declutter your mind as well. So they might help you if you want to go and check out some of my other videos. But this is about definitely starting to clear that path now. Like I said, cutting through the razor wire and getting our lives moving forward and not staying trapped sort of behind these big fences and blockages. And that's sort of what they're representing to me, is that start to cut and make your way clear now and move your life forward. You're the one that can make the changes. Other people can't do that for you. You've got to actually create things as well in your own life. So look, hopefully some of these tips help you today. Go check out my channel. I've got tons of videos that can help you. Lots of prediction readings on there, especially for 2022. And I will see you in that next video. Cheers from Australia. Bye.